Hey, what's up YouTube? Sky Badger here, and we're back in week, must be 8? Yeah, roughly 8. I am making this video a little late to be honest, so we'll have to catch up a little bit on what's happened. So last time we left off, we were probably talking about the possibility at war with our neighbors. And if you had a quick look on the newspaper while I had it open, you probably noticed there's been a lot of fighting. Now, it's not all bad. There's some good news, some bad news, and some more bad news, and maybe some more bad news after that. But there is a little bit of good news. And although there's not much of it, we will discuss that now. But first, I'd just like to describe and talk you through what's happened. So, during the week, North Ural attacked me. He attacked me on this border here by crossing the land of Volga. And while initially I kicked his ass, honestly he didn't take any. Well, I took very few casualties. If we have a look, yeah, look at that. Look at his casualties compared to mine. Almost 4 times as many casualties as me. And most of those casualties that I've taken have been recently, since Volga destroyed most of my forces. So initially, North Ural attacked me on the border, and I successfully defended him. And he took substantial casualties, and he retreated. He stayed out of the fight. But then we had the problem where his forces kept coming and coming and coming, but we couldn't get to him. So yeah, that was a problem. And then all of a sudden, Volga attacked my ally, Volta, and that gave us a good enough reason to attack him in return. Now, it was not a war we expected to win in the first place. I have a reveal all on him at the moment, so let's see how many troops he has. 700. We're actually not doing too bad. We've destroyed 300,000 of his troops since the start of the war. Now, attacking Volga was a bad idea. I'm going to say it like that. The only reason I attacked Volga, was to help our ally Volta, who was getting hammered. Now, as you can see, I've held a steady line. We haven't lost too much ground here, and in fact, we've made advances here, taking all this land over here, and we're just about to remove East Brazil, who went inactive, so we capture Spain to make it easier to get troops up. Just about taking all of that. Now once that happens, I can move all these troops from down here up and reinforce my positions up here. At the moment, the only thing that has been holding him back has been rocket attacks and my air force. Now, oh, infantry's down. Let's just move that forwards. I need to keep those places stocked. So how this all started was with a barrage of rockets. If we have a look at how many rockets he had, he only has 63 now. When I started the attack on him, he had 220. Now, that is a massive amount of rockets. That's probably where most of his troops have gone. In terms of deaths, probably how he lost 300 troops. But that there was a huge strategic advantage he has. He still has it in terms of rockets, but we don't have many troops on the ground to make them effective to use anymore. Initially, when Volta and myself were attacked, we fired rockets and destroyed a lot of his stockpile. Like I said, there was 220 rockets, and that got him by surprise. So, immediately after that, he started to attack positions along here and along here. He took major casualties as well. If we have a look at the casualties, I think he's got 100,000 more casualties than I have. Yeah. He's taken way more casualties than I have, and that's considering he's been on the attack. So, although he has taken more casualties than me, we still need to work harder to slow him down and hold his economy, which is going to be really hard to do considering his core is up here and heavily protected. He can replace troops faster than we can, and he also has more to begin with, but he lacks an air force. The air force he does have has only been built up in the last couple of days. He does have a few new nuclear bombers now, but he hasn't been actively using them, which does make me feel happy. I don't really want those on my back. So he does have that little advantage with the nuclear bombers, but he still lacks a substantial air force. As you can see, these here are returning to base to land at the moment. Let's send out the bombers, and when they land, we will bomb them and kill them. It's easier to do it this way, really. So they're going to land in 12 minutes, they're going to be there soon. You won't see that happen, but I'm sure he's going to lose a few planes when they land, to be sure. Okay, so that's that out of the way. So, what does this loss of land mean, and where are we going to go from here? Well, Upper Volta went inactive, which kind of pisses me off because I only attacked Volga to defend him. So, that puts us in a bad predicament. We no longer have the support of Upper Volta, and we do not have the troops left in our core to take the land from him. Equatorial Gabon, on the other hand, has made a few advances, and we have made potentially some new allies. So at this point, he attacked East Brazil, which kind of started the whole thing, really. Well, he didn't attack. East Brazil attacked him. It was really funny because East Brazil was like, yeah, I'm going to win this. I'm going to kick your ass. You guys suck. He's dead. And that's where it's going from here. He's managed to come to an agreement with South Mexico, who is powerful and an ally of North Ural and Volga. So as soon as Equatorial Gabon controls South America, he is going to move his support and help me. All I have to do is hold off and slow down these guys. It's going to be tough, it's going to be hard, and we're probably going to start to take way more casualties than before. So all we really need to do is hold this area up here. If we can hold an area in Europe, it will keep them off our core. Now, the problem is that now that Upper Volta has gone inactive, we now have to worry about them capturing Italy. My morale is already too low and too damaged by fighting 4 players to attack Upper Volta and take his land. Even though we would get the economic resources to boost, it's not worth the morale taking damage. Because if we attack Upper Volta, we'll get a minus 25 for being at war with 5 countries, which is not good. So the countries we are at war with at the moment are North Ural, Volga, South Argentina, and East Brazil. South Argentina worries me, because although we've been at war with him for a while now, he initiated that one as well, by the way. He hasn't been doing much, but he's still active. East Brazil is inactive now, so we need to, as soon as we capture this land in Spain, I will send a peace offering, and hopefully the AI will accept eventually. It's inevitable, it will accept, it kind of has to, it's how it's programmed. But that will accept, then we'll get down to 15, and then we have to probably figure out a way to return to peace with South Argentina. But that's probably not going to happen, as Gabon's probably just going to kill him. That works too. So that's where we're at the moment. I am going to try and make a decent hold for this area down here. I'm pretty sure this is considered Middle East, which is going to be a good challenge. Wait a second, that's not right. Oh no, there they are. Oh, I thought I lost that group. Yeah, some of the only troops I have left in the area, sadly. So that's that. I have brought a lot of troops up from here, up to defend, and the only stuff I really have defending this area now is just a few groups of nothing really, not much at all. I do have this naval group here, which I am going to have to bring into this area. Now, I'm not sure what you'd call this. No, that's the Suez Canal, but I'm not sure what this area up here is. Where does it say the ship is? Okay, where are you? Where are you at the moment? Okay, it doesn't have a current position. So, we're going to send our navy up into this area here, so that if they do take it, we do have some defense. Now, I've also, I'm bringing this whole fleet out of this area in here. It's no longer useful in here, and while it did act as a good position for bombing troops attacking the forts we had here, it was incredibly useful. How many kills did you get in the end? I think you may have got a few. 14 enemies destroyed. It's no longer useful in there, as that's no longer a choke point. They're no longer forcing heaps of enemies, heaps of their troops towards that. So we are going to bring them back, and we are going to send it down into this Istanbul area. Hopefully store them from crossing over and attacking Istanbul. it is an area that we probably can defend if we have the support of our ships and launch counterattacks on it in the future. Now, I've also brought the Air Force back a bit, and now that they've regrouped, I'm going to send them to attack that light tank group. Now, splitting it into groups like this, so that it can do slightly more damage, and the stat-based stat-based damage efficiency will be a little better. I would split them into individuals, but as a group, 4 times 0.8 times 0.5 is 4. And if I have each aircraft taking 4 damage every time they attack it, I'm going to run out of aircraft pretty fast. So I'm going to go for a little bit of a lower damage output, but spread the damage out evenly. So still waiting for that to happen. Who knows? If this goes long enough, you might get to see me bomb some aircraft. Probably not. So once we have all this captured, these troops can, like I said before, can be sent back over here to regroup. North Ural, I'm just targeting with what air units I can. Weak targets like this. Like artillery left on its own is incredibly vulnerable. It has very few hit points, 5 hit points per piece. There's 5 there, and I'm probably going to take out 2 of those right now, I reckon. Oh, only 1? Oh, how close is the next one to being dead? I thought I could do better than that. 4 hit points off. So, I'm just slowly grinding away at things like that. My ear won't take too much damage from it, and it has to be done. So that's where we're at the moment, and what I expect will happen in the next few weeks, well, next week until I make the next video, is we're going to lose this whole area down here, all of it. We're going to lose. Come on, go to where you're meant to be. Right. I'm just going to accidentally flip the destroyer. Yeah, so I'm deploying these ships in here to act as artillery. I don't have much artillery in the area, so destroyers make for good artillery, okay? Because they're at sea, they're hard to hit, and enemy artillery does very little damage to them, so they need to send ships in here to remove these, or use a nuclear rocket. That also works too, but we're not at that point yet. So that's what's happening there. We're also going to probably lose all this, which I don't want to. These cities in here were a huge boost in oil for me. I had massive amounts of resources invested in oil, and as you can see, we're making a fair bit, but it could be better. I have got a few barracks up, hoping making infantry, which is why our food is so low. But the problem is metal. We lack metal. We have the goods and the food to make heaps of troops, but we don't have the iron to make aircraft, tanks, ships. So at the moment, like if we go into all and we have a look, I've got a lot of barracks open just so I can pump out infantry. Infantry is the easiest thing I can make right now, as it doesn't require metal, and it is metal or oil, and it is generally pretty effective. Our enemies have a lot of anti-air and anti-tank, and infantry is great against these. So that is why I'm making so much of it. I have slowed down on making rockets. Rockets were initially a huge part of my offensive here. As, like I said, I had 40 rockets in the area initially. They're all gone. 5 of them. That's how we managed to get so far ahead on casualties, and that's why they've taken so many more than us, as I-5 rockets, and they took massive casualties. But the problem is that we do not have the troops to hold the land. Sure, rockets are great at dealing damage immediately, but what's the point if you don't have any troops to hold the land? Because at the moment, as soon as these troops start moving, rockets are ineffective. I need to get troops to the front lines to hold the land. I think I may be building rockets somewhere around here. Probably not. I'm pretty sure I decided to stop. No more rockets being built. So yeah, rockets are going to be put on hold for now. I'm gonna need them in the future, but I don't have the metal to spare to make them. I'm gonna have to use that metal for aircraft, tanks, all that sort of stuff. So that's what's happening at the moment. Not much really, well actually quite a lot is happening. It's quite tense. We've captured some land, lost more land, but that happens. So really, to be honest, once Equatorial Gabon is freed up from this area here, we should be able to make a substantial pushback. Our economy is not good. We may be the 4th highest, but we have the 5th highest economy, dwarfed definitely by Volga. So, got to work on that. I don't have the resources to spare to build up the economy. So what we're going to have to do is, like I was saying earlier, just try get rid of the at war fact by hopefully coming to peace with some of these players soon, and then that will boost our morale and our economy at the same time. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you next week.